All right. So in this video, we're gonna see House Speaker Mike Johnson give this really kind of incoherent interview. He seems, I don't know, he seems pretty panicked about the upcoming midterm elections. He ends up building this bizarre, almost delusional caricature of the Democratic Party that has basically no connection to what's actually going on. What I want you to notice is how everything he says, I mean every single point, it's just built on a foundation of pure fright. There's no real substance there to back up these really strange claims he's making. As usual, let's watch the video in full, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts toward the end.
What do you make of the fact that the Democrat Party, we're talking about the biggest city in America, the biggest financial center in the world, and they're about to hand it over to a Marxist, Islamist, anti-Semite, and I don't see a lot of opposition coming out of the leadership of the Democrat Party in that building. Do you?
It is completely true, Mark. This is not your parents' Democratic Party, and we keep reminding everyone of that. There is a wide chasm now between the Republican Party, which stands for America's core principles and the things that made America great, and the Democratic Party now that is moving further and further to the radical, woke, progressive left. They're embracing, as you said earlier, Marxism. They're running candidates who are avowed Marxists, socialists, communists for public office, some of the highest offices in the land, and it's alarming to us. The contrast here is so clear, and the lack of vision that they have equally clear. There's no platform, no principle, nothing they can run on. They don't have a strong leadership here. They have no one to pull them back to the center, to common sense. And so we just stand here and present the truth. As I said on the floor on the eve right before the vote on the big beautiful bill, look, there's two parties here. One is into performance art, and the other party is here delivering results. And I am so happy and very bullish about the upcoming midterm election in 2026, because we will be able to go out to the people and show all this, demonstrate it, illustrate very clearly that there really is only one choice if you care about the future of the country. And we will be presenting that with bold colors, as our hero Ronald Reagan used to say.
And you're trying to address this. I mean, this big, beautiful bill. You've got school choice in there because the teachers' unions have a hold on education in this country, and that's where it starts. In kindergarten right up, and we see the ideology. You're grabbing a hold of government TV and government radio. We have plenty of television stations and radio stations. We don't need government TV and government radio subsidized by the taxpayer, particularly when they're pushing this very agenda. You're trying to get a hold of the borders. You're trying to secure our immigration system. You're trying to deport people who are trying to destroy our country and so forth and so on. So the Republican Party, with the president, with you as Speaker, with John Thune as the leader in the Senate, you're actually trying to do things about this. But you are up against a fierce opponent, fierce opposition, and same with their courts. I fear greatly. We can't win every election. I fear greatly, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 12 years from now, if they take one chamber or they take the presidency, that they will try to unravel everything that we're doing here. And it's kind of hard to stop them, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, everything is on the line in the midterm election in 2026 is why I keep highlighting the importance of that, because remember, there's only twice in 90 years that a sitting president has picked up seats for his party in the House, for example, in that first 2-year cycle after he's elected. But we must do it. We must defy history and do that this time, because if the Democrats, the radical, woke, progressive, Marxist Democrats, were able to take the majority in the House of Representatives, they would impeach President Trump on the first day of that Congress. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Early January of 2027, and it would descend again into chaos. They abuse their power as they did in the last time. We will resort again to lawfare and all the abuses. It will be a disaster for the country. And so this is about much more than politics. It's about the founding principles of the country and preserving the very foundations that made us who we are. We believe in our party in the simple truths, right? The foundational principles: individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, human dignity. These are the things that are on the ballot. It's not just between dueling candidates. It's between the principles and the platforms that they present and represent. We're going out doing candidate recruitment right now, Mark. I'm really, really bullish about the upcoming cycle, because I know we're going to have great people who are going to be able to go out and articulate this, and again, demonstrate to the American people what the first 2 years of the Trump administration have yielded. As you said at the opening there, We've had the most productive first 6 months of any Congress, any administration, I think, in history, maybe back to the American Revolution. And we're going to continue and do that all the way through the election cycle.
We have a lot to run on, and you have a lot to run against, given the other party. But I will tell you this, we better be united, we better be strong, we better be focused, we better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I've about had it with all that stuff. We better focus on who we are, what we're doing, where we want to take the country, and what they want to do to the country. Mr. Speaker, God bless you, my friend. I appreciate you very, very much.
You too, Mark. Thanks for all you do. God bless.
So that was, wow, that was quite the showcase of frantic politics, wasn't it? He put on the exact performance I was expecting, really. Just stumbling through one wild assertion after another about his political opponents. My main contention here is, I guess, Johnson's entire argument is a work of pure fiction. It's a scare tactic. That's all it is. It's just conceived to terrify his base into, compliance. He has to invent this radical, woke, progressive, Marxist boogeyman because, well, what else does his party have to offer? Nothing positive, it seems. The entire speech feels like an admission of this profound political and, frankly, intellectual weakness. Let's pull apart some of what he said. He claims it's not your parents' Democratic Party. They are embracing Marxism. I mean, come on. That is just a fundamentally unserious statement. To label the mainstream, the capitalist Democratic Party as Marxist it's such a ludicrous talking point. It just completely falls apart if you look at it for even a second. It's a hollow phrase, right? It's just meant to get a reaction, not to describe reality. Then you get to the core of his message, which is all about the 2026 midterms. He says if Democrats win, they would impeach President Trump on the first day and the country would descend again into chaos. The projection here is it's stunning. He's talking about a opposition that would abuse their power and resort to laissez-faire, which, that sounds a lot more like a description of his own party's conduct over the last, several years. He's just taking his team's playbook and attributing it to the other side. And the most comical part, for me anyway, is when he lists off his party's supposed principles. Individual freedom, limited government, rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsible lie, human dignity. It's an amazing list. You just have to wonder how he squares individual freedom with his party's position on, a woman's right to choose. Or fiscal responsibility with their record on the national debt. Or rule of law with their whole approach to the judicial system. The words feel completely detached from anything you can actually see them doing. Look, what we're hearing here is a propaganda piece for a very specific audience. The whole thing is a performance. He has the sound of someone, trying to sell a product he doesn't even believe in himself, just repeating the brand slogans over and over and hoping somebody somewhere will buy it. This kind of rhetoric, it's really indicative of a much wider problem in modern politics. It feels like one side has effectively abandoned debating about policy in favor of these sort of existential crusades. They've moved on from arguing about the best way to fund healthcare or infrastructure. Now, the whole strategy is to just declare that their opponents are an evil force that will bring about a disaster for the country. It just makes governing impossible, and it turns every single election cycle into this huge manufactured crisis. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And while you guys are down there, maybe do me a massive favor, hit that subscribe button and also give the video a thumbs up as well. I appreciate you guys. And as usual, I will see you guys in the next one.